Easter might be known for egg hunts and chocolate bunnies, but this springtime celebration is packed with centuries of history, fascinating folklore, and global traditions that go far beyond the candy aisle. From the cosmic dance of the sun and moon that determines its date to the ancient rituals echoed in our modern festivities, Easter is a tapestry woven from threads that stretch back through time. Join us as we delve into the rich and often surprising origins of this beloved holiday and uncover 10 unknown facts about Easter you never knew. Now, you might have noticed that Easter doesn't like to stay put on the calendar, does it? It hops around more than a chocolate bunny on a sugar rush. Well, that's because this holiday is tethered to the heavens themselves. Easter is determined by a fascinating dance between the sun and the moon, a celestial waltz known as the lunisolar calendar. Unlike our Gregorian calendar, which follows the sun's cycle, Easter adheres to the older lunar calendar, specifically marking the first Sunday after the first full moon occurring on or after the spring equinox. It's a complex calculation, a relic of a time when humans lived in closer harmony with the rhythms of the cosmos. So next time you're marking your Easter calendar, take a moment to consider the cosmic ballet that dictates its date, a dance that has been going on for centuries. Let's talk about the word Easter itself, shall we? It trips off the tongue so easily, doesn't it? But where did this name, so intertwined with bunnies and chocolate, actually spring from? Well, some scholars believe it may have roots in a far more ancient tale, whispered on the winds of time, a tale of a pagan goddess named Eostre. Now, we must tread carefully here, for concrete evidence of Eostre is as elusive as a rabbit in a spring meadow. But tantalizing clues remain, fragments of myth and legend passed down through generations. The Venerable Bede, a scholar of the 8th century, wrote of this goddess, associating her with the season of spring, with new life bursting forth, and with, interestingly enough, the hare, an animal closely related to our modern Easter bunny. Could it be that the name Easter, in a fascinating twist of cultural fusion, adopted the mantle of this ancient deity, blending pagan traditions with Christian celebrations? It's a question that continues to spark debate among historians and linguists. In many other European tongues, the name for Easter derives from the Hebrew word Pesach, or Passover. So we are left with a name, Easter, that seems to straddle two worlds, carrying echoes of both pagan spring festivals and solemn religious observances. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite Easter treat, the humble yet endlessly fascinating egg. These days, we think nothing of indulging in chocolate eggs of all shapes and sizes. But did you know that there was a time when eggs were strictly off the menu during the Lenten season leading up to Easter? Yes, you heard that right. Eggs, along with other rich foods, were considered forbidden fruit during this period of fasting and reflection. In the early Christian church, Lent was a time of strict spiritual discipline, a period for contemplation and self-denial. Eggs, representing new life and abundance, were seen as overly indulgent, a distraction from the solemn purpose of the season. As Easter approached, the end of Lent drew near, and the promise of resurrection and renewal filled the air. The humble egg took on a powerful new significance. It became a symbol of the empty tomb, its cracked shell representing Christ's emergence from the grave. The egg's association with new life, once considered at odds with the Lenten spirit, became inextricably linked to the very heart of the Easter message. Now, what would Easter be without the whimsical figure of the Easter bunny, that long-eared, basket-toting harbinger of spring? But have you ever stopped to wonder where this curious character hopped into our Easter celebrations from? Well, grab your magnifying glasses, my friends, as we follow the bunny trail back to its surprising origins. Our journey takes us to 16th century Germany, a land steeped in folklore and tradition. It was here that the legend of the Osterhase, or Easter hare, first took root. According to folklore, the Osterhase was a magical creature who laid colorful eggs as gifts for well-behaved children. These weren't your average barnyard variety eggs, mind you, but brightly colored treasures hidden in gardens and meadows, just waiting to be discovered. This charming tradition, passed down through generations of German families, made its way to America in the 18th century with the wave of German immigrants settling in Pennsylvania. These newcomers brought with them their stories of the egg-laying hare, and the tradition took root in American soil, eventually spreading throughout the country. Now, let's hop across the pond to Sweden, where Easter takes on a decidedly more whimsical, dare I say, witchy twist. Forget pastel-colored baskets and fluffy bunny costumes. In Sweden, Easter is a time to don your most spirited witch's garb and embrace a tradition as unique as it is charming. Imagine, if you will, strolling through the streets of Stockholm on Maundy Thursday, the Thursday before Easter, and being greeted by a gaggle of pint-sized witches, their cheeks rosy, their broomsticks at the ready. This, my friends, is the Swedish tradition of Påskäringar, or Easter witches. But fear not, these little witches aren't here to cast spells or stir up trouble. Instead, they're on a mission of good cheer, going door to door, offering handmade cards and drawings in exchange for sweets and treats. Ah, the chocolate bunny, that quintessential symbol of Easter, forever immortalized in sugary sweetness. But have you ever stopped to ponder how this chocolatey delight hopped its way into our Easter baskets? Our story begins in 19th century Europe, a time when chocolate was still a luxury enjoyed by the elite, a delicacy savored in elegant drawing rooms rather than devoured by eager children on Easter morning. It was during this era that the first chocolate bunnies began to appear, not as mass-produced treats, mind you, but as handcrafted creations made by skilled chocolatiers. These early bunnies were far from the uniformly molded figures we know today. They were painstakingly crafted, each one unique, their features shaped by hand, their eyes gleaming with tiny sugar beads. As chocolate production became more sophisticated and the cost of this once luxury item became more accessible, chocolate bunnies hopped their way out of the exclusive confectionaries and into the homes of everyday people. Now let's hop over to the land down under, where a different kind of Easter creature reigns supreme, the Easter Bilby. This adorable, long-eared marsupial, native to Australia, has become a symbol of conservation and a unique twist on the traditional Easter bunny. But why the switch from bunny to Bilby? Well, it all boils down to a matter of ecological balance. In the 1990s, with rabbit populations booming and native Bilby numbers dwindling, a group of conservationists decided to do something drastic. They launched a campaign to replace the Easter bunny with the Easter Bilby, hoping to raise awareness about the plight of this endangered creature. Today, chocolate bilbies are a common sight in Australian shops come Easter time, their long ears and twitching noses capturing the hearts of children and adults alike. Now let's take our exploration to a whole new level, shall we? Get ready to have your Easter baskets overflowing with amazement as we delve into the world of record-breaking egg hunts. Picture this: a sunny day in Winter Haven, Florida, a sea of brightly colored plastic eggs stretching as far as the eye can see, and over 500,000 of them ripe for the picking. This, my friends, is no ordinary egg hunt. This is the Guinness World Record holder for the largest Easter egg hunt ever staged. The event, held in 2007, drew over 9,753 children, all eager to get their share of the egg extravaganza. But this record-breaking event wasn't just about the sheer quantity of eggs. It was also a testament to community spirit and the joy of coming together to celebrate a beloved holiday. Now, let's turn our attention to another Easter staple, one that's often enjoyed alongside those chocolate bunnies and brightly colored eggs: the humble yet surprisingly symbolic hot cross bun. These spiced buns, marked with a cross on top, might seem like a simple treat, but don't let their unassuming appearance fool you. Like many Easter traditions, the hot cross bun is steeped in history and layered with meaning. The cross, of course, is the most prominent symbol, a visual reminder of the crucifixion, the very event that Easter commemorates. The spices used in hot cross buns, traditionally cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, are thought to represent the spices used to embalm Christ's body after his death. So next time you bite into a warm, fragrant hot cross bun, take a moment to appreciate the layers of history and tradition baked into each delicious mouthful. And finally, let's hop on over to the most famous lawn in America, the South Lawn of the White House, where a uniquely presidential Easter tradition has been rolling strong for over 145 years, the White House Easter egg roll. Imagine, if you will, the excitement in the air as thousands of children, dressed in their Easter finest, gather on the White House lawn, their eyes bright with anticipation. The President and First Lady are there too, ready to preside over this beloved annual event. The tradition dates back to 1878, when President Rutherford B. Hayes opened the White House grounds to children on Easter Monday for an afternoon of egg rolling and festivities. What began as a relatively simple gathering has evolved into a grand affair, complete with live music, costume characters, and of course, plenty of egg rolling action. Over the years, the White House Easter egg roll has become a symbol of springtime joy and a celebration of children and families. From ancient goddesses to chocolate traditions, Easter is a celebration with layers of history and culture. We've journeyed from the cosmic calculations that determine its date to the folklore of egg-laying creatures and the symbolism baked into every hot cross bun. Which facts surprised you the most? Let us know below.